Kevin, what is the talent crisis and what are the 4 reasons for it?
I mean, we do have a fundamental problem with both skills and talent in the UK labour market. What we've found is 56% of employers cannot find the people to fill the jobs they have available. The 4 causes of this: one is we've got less people of working age in the population, and that's going to get tougher over the next few years. Secondly, in terms of millennials and hiring new people, a lot of these youngsters that we're hiring through graduate and apprenticeship programs want to be self-employed or run their own business at some point in the future. So I think we're going to invest, and I think some of those most probably will bounce off our organisations. Our mid-career professionals are at risk from opting out and working flexibly. So I think you look at those 3 issues, I think they are part of the problem. And then if you overlay some of the challenges we're going to have with immigration over the next few years as the government really starts to curtail our use of European labour, I think that's going to cause huge problems for businesses in terms of finding people to do both managerial and professional jobs, but also some of the jobs at the front of our labour market at national living wage. So I think we've got a crisis which is only going to get worse for employers over the next few years.
So what are the solutions for HR?
Well, there's a number of solutions, I think. So if I was in an HR role now, I would be saying, let's think about our employer brand. How good is it? How strong is it? Is it really going to help us attract the talent we need? Is it authentic? Is it real? Because I think what we find with employers is they are talking about aspirational things rather than the practicality. And with Glassdoor, your employer brand is clearly transparent. So I think that's one. Think about your employer brand. Secondly, think about the candidate experience. It's absolutely clear that the candidate experience is getting worse rather than better. Businesses and recruiters are using more technology and the candidates are having a worse experience. Now, if you want to get better at attracting talent and bringing them to your organisation, you need to make sure your candidate experience is second to none, is better than your competitors. So I think that's a key point of differentiation. Third area, I think, is very much around looking at your line managers. You need to retain the people you've got, and people really want to work for great bosses. So do they inspire? Do they motivate? Do they provide feedback? Do they coach and develop their people? I think that's hugely important if you're trying to attract people to your organisation, but also in terms of retaining them. And then fourthly, I think there's this thing about culture generally, really thinking about, have we got leaders? Is the organisation really creating an environment which means that if we do get good people into the organisation, they'll stay, they can develop, they can thrive. And a lot of that's about leadership from the top. So culture eats strategy. Have you really got a strong culture? Is it robust? Does it really deliver a great experience for your employees? Are they engaged? Are the managers really delivering people feedback? And I think if you get those things 4 right, then I think you've got a chance of winning in this era of skills and talent shortages.